Hello everybody, this is my first review of The Long Dark made by Hinterland Studios. This is still an alpha version. It's version 0.215. As of right now the story mode is not available, which is alright because we still have the sandbox, and the sandbox is a lot of fun. You have difficulties, which is Pilgrim. You start off with animals don't attack in Pilgrim. The environment, the weather and whatnot is pretty friendly. I mean, it's still cold, but you can manage, I suppose. And then you got Voyager, which is a little more difficult. The wind is a little less forgiving, and animals do attack in this one. But with the recent updates, you can go 15 to 36 hours, I believe, without them before they spawn from the time you start. So you have roughly 15 to 36 hours after you start the game before they start spawning. So that one's not too bad. And then you have Stalker, which is there's no lenient anything in here. I mean, once you start, if you see a wolf, he'll try to bite your face off if you get close enough, you know. This is the most realistic, as it says in here. The environment is really harsh. If there's a storm, highly advise not going in it. And of course animals will attack. Calories you burn are more realistic. If you run, you burn more. If you walk, you'll burn a little. You burn calories while you're sleeping, while you're foraging for wood, anything like that. So starting out, if you're new to survival style games like this, I would suggest probably going with the Pilgrim. It's more of exploring, which you can get used to it, search for items and stuff like that, so you get a good idea of it. And then you could either move on to Voyager or just go straight to Stalker, which is what I do. And that's why I died like 15 times before I lived for more than like 5 days. So, yay! But I will do a small review starting on Stalker so you guys can see everything. You can be a male or female. Female, male, of course. This just determines when your guy gets hurt or anything like that. You'll yell ow, or I need medical attention. Pretty much that's all it's really for at the moment. Alright, and then you have Mystery Lake, which is where you start. Coastal Highway and Pleasant Valley are locked when you first start, and the way to unlock them is by going to that territory, and that's how you unlock it. And then after that, if you start a new game or whatever, you can spawn in one of these places. So I'll start at Mystery Lake. I'll just kind of talk about the graphics, a little bit about the gameplay, and how the system kind of works. Alright, here we go. Come on. The game is a lot different than most games, but it's really fun. Let's see. Alright, we started by the dam. As you can see, the graphics are a lot different than what you would normally be used to playing. You can see that it's kind of like cartoon or anime in a way, but extremely detailed, which is really neat. It gives it a whole different gameplay, and it's not something that you're used to every day playing, like, you know, AAA games right now, like, you know, DayZ and stuff like that, which are still in early access, but, you know, they're a lot bigger name. But this game is single player, and it is obviously a Survivor Sandbox. You can go anywhere you want. You don't have people trying to gun you down and stuff, so it's a little change of pace, but you still have to stay on your toes because you never know what's on top of the other side of the hill or rock over there. I see a wolf right there. But you start out, so you have your equipment, which is all the stuff you start with, and this is exactly what you start with regardless of the difficulty. So, and things with the check marks on them are obviously things you're wearing. You'll see clothing worth bonus, and then the clothing wind chill bonus on all of the equipment that you wear. And some of them are good, some of them are not. I think it's randomly generated when you start. But throughout the world, whether it's on corpses or inside of buildings, you can find a new pair of gloves or hat or something that may be higher or lower than what you have, so you can always change those out. And once you progress in the game and maybe you down a couple wolves or something, you can find a crafting table in the game to where you can craft a wolfskin coat, which is really nice, and it has a big clothing warmth and a clothing wind chill bonus, which you can do deerskin boots, you can do the wolfskin coat, rabbit fur mittens, a bear skin bedroll. There's a lot of things in there, and it does take time to do, which this game is a little bit of time consuming, but it's extremely addictive, and you know, there's always something to do in the game, even if it seems kind of simple. But you have your condition, which is your overall health, and then you have fatigue, cold, hunger, and thirst. So if your hunger goes all the way up and you're extremely hungry, your condition will actually start going down by 99, 98, you know, and so forth. If you get attacked by an animal, your condition will go down. And the only way to get your condition up is to make sure that you're not hungry, you're not thirsty, and you're not freezing. So if you find a cabin or anything, you can go inside there and actually sleep in the bed, and it will actually give you a warmth bonus for the bed, and you'll get rest. And that's how you get your condition up. As long as you're not bleeding out or you're not hungry or thirsty or freezing, your condition will slowly start going up. Other than that, you have to rest to get your condition up. So that's kind of a pain in the butt, but then that kind of forces you to rest. So on the bottom left side, it shows you how long you've survived for. And then above that, you have your clothing wind chill bonus, your clothing warmth bonus, the current wind chill, the current air temp, and then what it feels like to you. So if it's like 32 or above, I believe your cold actually will pretty much stay where it's at. If you're any warmer than like 32 or 33 or so, your cold will actually slowly go down. So if it's freezing out, it'll go up. And of course, the colder it is, the more arrows you'll see on that bar, and the faster it will go. So that's kind of how that works. And then you got your first aid system, your bandages, you have your antiseptic, antibiotics, and painkillers, which you don't start out with. If you break an ankle or if you get bit, you'll notice on the right side of the book here it says healthy, no afflictions. It'll show you that you have been bitten, so you have to apply your bandage. You kind of drag it over here. Oh, don't want to apply that. Oh well. It'll apply the bandage like so, and then it'll show you with these little marks on the left side where it shows like the top left, it shows like a laceration, and then the bottom right I know is like a possible infection. And then over on the right side, if you get bit, it'll show you that those are red. So you apply your bandage over here, and then it'll show you like the chance of infection on the right side of the book, showing like 25% chance or whatever it may be, but then you would just apply it, and it'll take that away, and then it'll go back to looking like this. So kind of confusing at first, but if you see it, you'll understand it. But that's pretty much the basic of how the first aid works. You can start a fire here, which I don't have any wood to start it, but you can start a fire out in the world as well, and you can place a bedroll next to it, and it'll keep you warm. But you have to keep an eye on the duration of the fire, and you don't want to sleep too long next to it, because if the fire goes out and you wake up, you could be freezing because the fire's been out for so long. So there's quite a few functions to the game, quite a few different attributes of the game to where you have to keep an eye on, which is pretty neat. You know, like I said, it constantly keeps you busy. As far as the land goes, you have Mystery Lake, which is, this is kind of on the outside. If you follow the tracks that way, that takes you to the next area. But between the three areas, it's actually combined, it's like 20 square kilometers. And clearly if you run, you'll burn more calories, your fatigue will go up and whatnot. So you have to be careful on. You can't just run as long as you want and it'd be okay, because, you know, there's small consequences for running and stuff like that. And also, I have to put in there that you'll see weight as well. You'll see like the bedroll weighs 2.2 pounds, and there's condition. On the top left side, actually the top pretty much middle of the screen where it says equipment, you'll see the bar, and it shows you how much you're carrying and how much you're able to carry. Anything above that and you'll be encumbered, and you can still might be able to kind of jog if you're a little over it, but the farther you are over your limit, the slower your guy moves, and eventually he won't be able to run, and he'll kind of like stumble through the snow and whatnot. For the clothing again, you can harvest and repair. You can harvest these and get cloth from it, and then you can use the cloth. Say it was something that you didn't need and you wanted to repair your pants because it's only at 36%, then you would repair, and you would need a sewing kit to repair clothing like this. So you would have cloth if you harvested something already, and then a sewing kit, and when you click repair, your skill is up there. It shows you the amount you would repair it for, the chance of repairing it, and then the time it would take to repair. So anytime you do want to do repairs, or if you come across a workbench, those are inside, and repairing anything you would want to be inside to do, because you don't, the only time you want to be outside is when you're exploring, or maybe if you're hunting or trying to find another place to go for more equipment. But to actually stay outside and to work on your skills like repairing and stuff like that, I would not suggest, because of the fact that the cold, and if you work on something, it goes by how long it will take, and it'll kind of show you a bar. Like if I forage, I'll do that real quick for softwood, it'll take 40 minutes and it shows you how many calories you'll burn. So I'll forage. See, now it's just gonna do that while I'm foraging. It's just gonna show you that screen. Now when I come back, you could be in a blizzard right now because you did it for a few hours. See, the cold bar jumped quite a bit. So you want to always keep an eye on that stuff, and obviously when the sun goes down and stuff, the temperature outside is going to go lower. And inside of buildings, obviously nothing has heat, there's no power or anything because of the disaster, which was a geological magnetic disaster, and this is based in northern Canada. So it's cold, and with that magnetic disaster, it's colder. So pretty much you just have to kind of rely on buildings and stuff to kind of keep you warm, especially in the nighttime. But during the day, you want to keep an eye on your cold and stuff like that, and explore when you can. Find food. You can skin animals, and get the meat from them. You can make snares and put them in the ground where rabbits and whatnot may be, to gather food and stuff from them, and that takes time as well to do. But not only that, if the animal's frozen, you have to have a hatchet or a hunting knife to cut the meat or skin the deer or rabbit, whatever it may be. So you always want to try to find a weapon like that. But overall, I think the game has really, really high expectations for me, because as of right now, the graphics are amazing, the gameplay is awesome, the combat system is a little different, which unfortunately I'm not going to be able to show you that in review, but I will show you guys that in a Let's Play series for sure. I'll be doing that next, and show you a little more about the game, but just kind of want to give you the basics and kind of show you around a little bit. The sky looks great, clouds, you can see my breath, but there are bears in here, which I have never seen one, and I plan not to, but hey, you never know what we'll find. That's pretty much about it. I mean, there's really a lot to the game, and they're constantly fixing it, they're constantly, improving it. Mechanics, bugs, they're constantly updating everything, and it's definitely, I definitely see the game, progressing and really going somewhere. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, it is a single player game, so you don't have to worry about other players, you know, sniping you from a mile away up in the mountains and stuff like that. It's just a, you know, you versus the wild type of thing, and it's the first time that I've ever really played a PvE game, PvE style like this, and you know, I was kind of skeptical at first, but it is actually a lot of fun, and I would highly recommend it to anyone that's into, you know, realistic survival games or simulation or anything like that. So definitely.
I'm so cold. I'm warming
Aw,
up again.
oh, you be alright. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Any questions, comments, if I forgot something, or maybe if something was incorrect, please feel free to put it in the comments. And you guys have a good day. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the Let's Play series pretty soon. See ya! Rack!